Despite the massive community backlash and 2 videos of mine, Discord didn't listen. Discord's new username system has 3 signs that Discord isn't going back to the old system. And the first sign is that if you open up Discord right now and you go to your settings, you now have display names. And this display name is one part of this whole new username system. And basically what it allows you to do is have a global nickname. So I can edit my display name and I can change it to something crazy like Gary, because I want to be known as Gary from here on out, so shout out to all my Garys. But you can just set your display name, and when you go on a Discord server like mine, big mistake, but you'll see I am known as Gary now. As you can see, Gary, no text-to-speech, you click on my profile, Gary, and this happens for every single server. Even if you join a new server, you will be known as Gary. As you could tell, Gary right here. I'm Gary everywhere, baby. And here's the thing, this is actually a really good feature, and no one is upset about this. But the part that everyone is upset about, the new username change, is continuing on. If you don't know, Discord's old username system had a whole bunch of hashtag numbers and stuff, and these numbers are really hard to remember according to Discord. And now they're changing it to a simple, unique username, and there was a lot of negative community feedback about this. Basically, there is a vocal minority, because at the end of the day, Discord has 300 million users, and this community post on Discord's own community forums only has 11,000 upvotes, which is literally nothing compared to the size of Discord. But these people do have a good reason to be upset. They're upset about not possibly getting their usernames, which is really the main reason why people are upset, but it also extends out further with content creators and artists not being able to get their username. And by the way, assuming your name is unique enough and you are relatively big, you should be able to get your username. I for sure can get my username. But the third reason that people are upset that is near and dear to my heart is that having a unique username system like this, where no one else can have this username, creates a rare username black market. Because for some odd reason, there are absolute morons on the internet. I thought I was stupid, but these guys surpass me, that will buy usernames to look cool. This is a 2-letter Twitter username that is selling for $6,000. Of course, no one has bought it, probably because it's a little overpriced, but people are willing to spend this much money for a username. What is wrong with society these days? I don't know anymore. Now, if you haven't lost faith in humanity yet, well, guess what? I have a special for you. Buckle in, gamer, because I'm going to make you 100% lose your faith in humanity. Imagine if you had a username that you thought was pretty cool, something like @Tennessee. But in this case, we have this old fella here, and he seems pretty happy. Well, not anymore, because he's dead. And how did he die? Well, he had a Twitter username of @Tennessee, and people thought that this was a rare username worth thousands of dollars. And to get this username, a whole bunch of miners in a Discord server, specifically the Shane Sonderman guy, decided that what they should do is intimidate this old fella into giving up his username. And what did they do? Well, they figured out information on his address and other personal details, and they posted it on Discord, where then someone decided to call in the SWAT team to this man's front door. And when the SWAT team arrived, this dude had a heart attack and died. So yes, a Twitter handle that apparently is worth thousands of dollars, which still doesn't make sense to me, resulted in this man dying. And this person actually did go to jail, but only for 5 years, which is pretty pathetic in my eyes. Now, if it isn't obvious, I'm actually more concerned about this username system and people being scammed or being harassed, because I don't want to see another news article like this. Moving on, the second sign that Discord isn't stopping this new username system is the fact that Discord staff actually have their new username system. As you can see, if I click on this profile, there is no discriminator. They have their username as @Ian. So let's use our noggins for a second. Imagine having a group of people that are extremely upset about this new username change and their usernames possibly being stolen. And then Discord staff get first dibs. Well, what this does is it adds fuel to the fire. If I go to r/Discord at my favorite place to see people complaining, we have a post, "It has been rolled out to staff." And the comments are just people seething and coping and crying. They shouldn't be allowed to change their usernames. They should have to wait like us. Once again, we're losing faith in humanity here, because I had someone say that there might have been death threats sent out to Discord employees. And first off, let me just tell you, the Discord employee that you might be sending a death threat to had absolutely nothing to do with the new username change. So I don't know how you couldn't piece that together. But the second thing, sending a death threat to a company because they changed their username system is probably the saddest and most pathetic thing I've ever heard of. Pushing that aside though, the third sign that Discord's going to continue with this username system, despite all the people crying about it, is that we now have a new badge. Yes, a new badge. Woo! ooh, all these badge goblins are gonna be eating this thing up. Discord badges to those badge goblins are like cookies to the Cookie Monster. Now, jokes aside, to be fair, this new badge is actually pretty good, because if you're ever confused about someone's Discord username, you can just hover over the badge and look, they're originally known as Ian #2620. And here's the thing, Discord actually did a little bit of thinking, because imagine if you had a really cringe Discord username. Like, look at this username, XXXTimmyXXX #4920. That is disgusting. Imagine having that plastered on your profile permanently. It's like a poop stain on your immaculate Discord profile. Mine's immaculate. There's anime all over it. Well, Discord actually did use their noggin, and they allow you to turn it off. So in case you have a username that you just don't like, or it might be personally identifying, or whatever the heck you have a reason to turn this thing off, you can do it. So that's good to hear. Now, since we're on the topic of this new username system, there's a couple of things that have changed that don't entirely make sense to me. For example, if you've been keeping up with my videos, you know that there's an @ sign missing in these usernames. In fact, this also applies for Discord staff. Apparently, Discord removed the @ handle, and it really makes names look very weird. If I had to guess why Discord did this, it's because they probably watched Linus Wetnips's WAN Show podcast, and he made a little bit of a fuss about the Twitter handle thing.
It looks stupid on Twitter. It always looked stupid on Twitter. We just got used to it. So we're adopting an arbitrary, meaningless symbol thing to replace our arbitrary, meaningless number thing that goes along with your username. Why?
That was all it took, baby, to get rid of that @ sign and turn it into this weird username system that honestly is a little more confusing than just having an @ sign. Now, just in case this is your first video on the username fiasco, your new username is limited in what you can pick. It has to be between 2 characters and 32 characters. It is case insensitive, so it's all lowercase, and you can only have characters, so letters and numbers, underscores and periods, and you can't use 2 consecutive periods for some reason. And one of the main reasons behind this username system change is that Discord doesn't like how complex their system is. I don't know if it's because remembering 4 numbers is impossible, but another thing is that since there's 300 million Discord users, there are people that have the same name. And they use an example saying that if you have a common username like Mike or Jane, there's already 9,999 Mikes or Janes, so you can't even use that name. But that's not how it actually works. The way that it might work, once again, this is a little bit of speculation, but trust me, it gets a lot less speculative when we get to the final end result. But when you make a Discord account, so let's just call it Mike, for example, what Discord does is it tries picking a random 4-digit number. But if someone already has that username, it'll tell you to try again. But if you keep on clicking on this button, eventually Discord will go through all the possible numbers to see whether or not there's actually someone with the username Mike that is available. But the end result is that you might have a Discord profile called Mike, which was created on May 13th. Now, I might be feeding a little bit into the conspiracy here, but how do I have a Mike account when, according to Discord, there's already 9,999 mics? Is Discord lying to us? Anyways, that's just a quirky little thing that someone showed me, so I decided to show it to you. But there's one final thing I need to point out, because if you hate this username change, then I need your help, because we're gonna have the duty to keep Discord on their toes. Because if you didn't know already, Discord has claimed a lot of usernames, and these usernames are taken for pretty obvious reasons. For example, I mean, you can't impersonate Amazon, or my dream of impersonating Bill Gates or Billie Eilish is just non-existent anymore. Discord will reserve these usernames to prevent impersonation. But what they also have done is that they've reserved a couple of usernames that would be extremely valuable on the Discord username black market. For example, AA, AB, very short usernames. And what we unfortunately need to do is we need to save this list and monitor the Discord black market, because if any of these names pop up on the Discord black market, they've already been reserved, they've already been taken by Discord, but if they pop up on the username black market, then we might have a Discord employee trying to make a quick buck, which would be a massive controversy, and man, it would be a fire video if it ever did happen. So I'll be keeping my eyes peeled, but definitely please help me out, because I'm not omniscient. So to really drive the point home, Discord is not going to be listening to the vocal minority here. Of course, they're going to continue on with this update, and there's nothing you can do about it other than hope you get the username that you want and be genuinely surprised that you can actually get it. Anyways, that's all I got. Good luck, gamers, and I love you.